The 80-20 rule says that 20% of what you do every day is generating 80% of your total annual revenue. And this is eye-opening because probably we feel busy all the entire day. We're doing this, we're doing that, we're checking and doing. But at the end of the day, what is actually generating the money that we have? It's a very small percentage compared to the 100% of things that we do. So what are the things that actually make up this 20%? In a certain way, from a business standpoint, there are the numbers. We can read the numbers. But at the end of the day, I like to talk about the conversion equation. The conversion equation is something that talks more about how you promote and grow your business from the perspective of generating profits. This assumes that your business is like in a stable situation in which you have your ducks a little bit in a row. So from the perspective of process and procedures, your technical stack is organized, your staff is organized, everybody knows what to do in the different situations. But at the same time, now, I don't want these ducks to stay all there in a row and that's it. Because, for example, process and procedures are very important, but at the same time, they generate costs if I don't then leverage them to generate money. And that is something that very often we forget, because yes, I can hire someone, for example, to work for me. It's at the beginning generating a cost. I have to leverage that cost to move to the next level. From the perspective, how do I do that? And this is where it comes that these 5 areas of the business are the ones that actually make your 20%, because you need leads, you need a way to get to leads. There are different ways to do that. You need to actually convert them to a client. You need to generate some transactions with those clients. You need eventually to have a good pricing model, and then that it will generate the profits. Obviously, all of this seems a lot. You say, oh, I have to do all of this. So the beauty of the conversion equation, the moment in which I learn and understand what it is that small incremental changes produce the big results. So I don't have to think of this like a huge, humongous marketing project that all of a sudden I have to do 1 million leads, 1 million of this, 1 million of that. And then obviously I'm generating more cost than what I'm leveraging those actions in the terms of instead getting a result. From this perspective, let's play a little bit with numbers with this calculator that represents very well what I'm saying. Obviously, this is a math exercise. It's a math exercise that we do also very often with our financials, in the sense that this is for sake of math. We're going to go and look at something very straightforward, but then it comes on how you decide to apply this to your business. So from that perspective, this could be very important to understand how some things operate to then go and say, oh, in which area do I want to start to make changes? So let's define a baseline of this equation. So I have leads. I can generate 1,000 leads. Usually a percentage of conversion can say, okay, I'm good. I can convert 25%. If I convert 25%, I get to 250 sales. Obviously, it means that with each client, I can make 10, 12, whatever is the transaction. As an example, we have a subscription model with our bookkeepers. You can generate at least 12 transactions in a year for that specific client. But let's say in the sake of this example, we're generating 10 transactions per customer. So now each transaction is for $100. So we're being conservative. We're just making a simple example. Now, so my revenue will be $250,000. What is a good profit? It's let's say I can get to a 25% profit, which in a service business can be also very not so difficult to get, even from that perspective. So at this point, my profits are $62,500. Obviously, it's for the sake of math, guys. So from the perspective, is not exactly perfect. But what I want to show, it's let's say this is my baseline. This is what I can do. What happens if I just do a 10% increase across the board? Obviously, as I said, this is a math exercise. The idea is to understand how the process works and then eventually apply it to your business in the different areas. From that perspective, let's say, so now I have 1,100 leads and I can convert them for 27.5%. So now I got 303 sales. Now my transactions are 11 and my pricing is 110. And now I have $366,025. As you see already, there is a leverage, a compounding aspect to all of these actions. At this point, also my profit, it's 27.5. So my profits are 100,657. So from this perspective, this model just wants you to show that even a small increment can do a big change. But let's say now I want to increase 50%, which is not impossible if you look at from the numbers perspective in this specific model. So I have 1,500 leads, 37.5% conversions. I have 563 sales. Now I have 15 transactions with each client. I have a 150 for each transaction. Now I'm at $1,265,000. So you see how a little bit of the small changes can in reality create a huge difference. Obviously, in real life, this doesn't happen. So I'm not trying to tell you, do this and it's going to work. But what it's telling you is that if you understand the equation, you understand and create the model that it's around your business, you can go and act on the areas of the business that you need to work with, and you can make a transformational change. So from the perspective of the numbers, as you see, we went from profits of 62,500 to almost 500,000, but it's not a 50% increase from that perspective. So from this, what it says, it's an important aspect to your business. So obviously, what is the difficult part? It's that it's not that generating leads, it's just one strategy. Making more conversion is just one strategy. There are strategies that are being used in the different areas.